Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome to the Nothing But Love podcast. It's a beautiful podcast. It's all about love,
No judgment.
no judgment.
We're going to discuss uncomfortable topics in a way that everybody can understand, maybe even connect with. Maybe it even helps them out in their day-to-day struggles.
And today is a very important topic. But first, before we do that, we'll introduce ourselves and talk about how we met, and how everything started.
Yeah.
So I'm Emmanuel, known as Money or Eman. I've been doing disability for a while. So I'm a support worker. So when I met the brother Z, I think it was at a training, and he was very open to discussion, and we had a discussion about life and about masculinity. I think we talked a little bit about
We got into quite a lot, considering it was the first time that we met.
It kicked up from there, and we had the conversation. And when I spoke to him, I thought to myself, this dude, our mind kind of work similar but differently.
Yeah.
Like he has some interests, some things about him that I'm interested in, topics to discuss. So I met Z at the training, and he added me to the Nothing But Love group, and which has changed our relationships, since then.
Yeah.
So we've been
Deep. We've got deep. We've been doing shit. We organised barbecues and bushwalks, and we've gotten men together and connecting and talking in ways that they never thought that they'd be able to do, which is awesome. But Manny jumped in to how we met nice and quick. So what's your passion in life, Manny? What's your purpose? Why are you here? Tell us a little bit about yourself, bro.
Well, I'm passionate about purpose. The first episode we talked about purpose and passion, and that is deep topic. And I feel like purpose for me is the reason why I exist.
Yeah.
Anyway, without purpose, I have no meaning in my life. That's how I see it. So every day, I'm consistently looking for like meaning and purpose. So it's not like
What would you say you find meaning in these days?
meaning could be, for me, it's changing my life
Yeah.
for the better, and changing and helping other people change their lives. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's like I want to change my life and help others change their lives.
So it's
for the
like
better.
a sense of service to others, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. That's my purpose as well. My purpose is turning boys into men, which is a good way of introducing the topic of masculinity today. We were going to talk about the show first, but we'll get to know Manny a little bit more. What about family and stuff, bro? You got brothers, sisters?
Yes, bro. I have two brothers and I have two sisters. Even though I don't live around them, some of them is in America, one of them is in Africa. So
wow.
I come from like a family of multiple children. So yeah, but I'm kind of like the last.
The baby, eh?
Yeah, I'm the youngest, but yeah, bro. So I have a family mindset.
Yeah.
You're
a provider, protector.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very much a man's man. So you're from West Africa, Manny. How long have you been in Australia, brother?
I've been here since 2002.
Yeah.
Do you
miss home?
Yes. I kind of do. I think where I'm from, people are more socially connected, so they share their problems.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Share
They
the
share the
burden, the
burden
load.
of
Yeah.
life.
Yep.
Absolutely. And but when I came to Australia, it was a different
Experience.
environment for me because everyone is more like work home
Individual. Eh? Yeah.
individualism.
Yeah.
So basically, I had to adapt to how people lived.
Yeah. It would have been a culture shock.
Yeah, it was.
How did you? Yeah, that's interesting. How did you
Mm.
make the adjustments? Because that would have been really hard,
Bro,
especially like support networks and
yes.
yeah,
It was really hard, and I think a lot of people go through it, but they don't talk about it. It was really hard because it was a cultural shock. You know, I was a little bit depressed, you know, because I couldn't make friends. I didn't know how the system worked and all of that. But it took like 7 years to kind of like adapt.
hard work. Eh? I
Hard
think
work.
yeah, and I think we have to speak to the hard work that migrants that come to an English speaking country and completely different culture because it is very different. Even Fiji to Australia is completely different. It's like Manny was talking about. You get to lean on your family because they want to share your problems. They see that that's what they're there for. It's not just oh he's my brother, that's my sister. That it actually means something. Family is
It means a lot. But then what happens is once you move to Australia, that changes because now everyone is busy.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah, and everybody gets caught up in the rat
In
race
the
as
rat
well.
race. So
Yeah,
you call up your
because you have to
sister.
survive, right?
Exactly. Because everything is financial. You know what I mean? You have bills. So you call up your friends. Oh, I'm at work. I don't have time.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about things on this podcast, and it's going to sound like we're almost coming from a place of privilege because we get to engage in these activities. Because when you're just trying to pay the bills and you're getting your hustle and your grind on, it's easy to forget about looking after you, making sure that you're whole because you're so busy
Hmm.
providing, protecting. And this is for the men and the women out there that that are stuck in that rat race and are too busy to put everything down and just sit down and spend a couple minutes with themselves. That's
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's an interesting thing because what you realize is that you focus more on making money, but not on building relationships. You know what I mean?
and that's the key to life is relationships.
Relationships, yeah.
Yeah, so and that's like just going back to the group and Emmanuel joined straight after us meeting at the training for Autism Queensland. We instantly connected. So I'll just speak on Emmanuel a little bit. This fella has an energy that you just radiate towards. Like once we get the proper video up and you see Emmanuel's smile, you understand. And I dare say that you can see you can hear it in his laugh. But once you see him crack his smile, then you'll know you know. And I can't speak for Emmanuel, but I only fuck with people that I want to fuck with. You know, I want to be around the cool cats, not the cool cats, but the great cats. And yeah, Manuel's one of them cats. I dare say, natural born leader.
Thanks, brother.
No, all
Thanks for the
good.
compliment,
All
man.
good, all good, all good. So more about the show, right? All right, okay. So what are we going to be discussing? So me, I think we should both speak on it. So I'll speak on it first. I want to have conversations about masculinity. I want to have conversations about hope. I want to have conversations about suicide. I want to have conversations about substance abuse issues. What about you, Manny? What do you want to speak on during this podcast, bro? Not just today, but in the near
In
future.
general,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I want to talk about how people can change their lives. Like, you're not like, because I think there's a lot of hopelessness in the world, bro. I don't know, but um, I think we can make a difference, all of us. we can contribute to society. So I want to talk about masculinity and about the power of forgiveness. You know what I'm?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
beautiful.
yeah the power of forgiveness and financial issues, health issues, mental issues, meaningful relationships, and even anger management.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things that is taboo to talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
We want to have the conversations that are usually a little bit too uncomfortable to have.
Yeah.
And so we'll be honest, we are looking to reach men probably from, 15 to however old. But I'd just like to say to you ladies that we're not sitting here in judgment of anybody, and we want we want the ladies to listen to us. We want the ladies to watch
Yeah.
us. The more people, the better. All we're looking to do is spread our love, right? Like,
Yeah.
and everything we say it with love and no judgment.
Yeah. No judgment. Because I like the nothing but love and no judgment part because you can't love with judgment. I don't know if that makes sense. Like if you're judging someone, you can't love them because you've already judged them.
Yeah,
You put them in like
on a pedestal.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
you've set an expectation for that person.
absolutely.
See, the love that we're talking about is that we got love for everybody out there. As like even the people that have wronged us, even the people that have
Mm,
disrespected us. That doesn't mean that we don't implement our boundaries and tell people to piss off when we
mm-hmm.
need to tell them to piss off. But we still got love for them people because they're people. Like I don't want to hate anybody. I don't have the time or energy to waste hating someone. What about you?
Oh yeah, I've learned over the years, bro, that people are gonna be people. Like you can't. People make mistakes, and people can be ignorant. People can be tired, and sometimes people are going through a lot of shit, man. Excuse my language, but then we don't know what's going on with that person, and sometimes they lash out on you, bro, and then you hold that. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, and there's
you.
no point.
There's no point, bro. Like some dude could be driving and just say something or show your finger, and then you take that personally. But he probably is going through a divorce or something.
Having a shit ass
Or
day,
maybe he lost his job. It could be, or maybe he's been diagnosed with
something.
something.
It's
Yeah,
just yeah, and it's very interesting the way Emmanuel put that because sometimes you just got to ask yourself, what if I was them?
yeah,
What if the shoe was on the other foot? Like, yeah, maybe they're just having a really, really, really shit day.
mm,
Because we all know that we've had them. We all have shit days.
we do.
So there's no point holding on to the little things. You gotta let that shit go. You gotta let it all flow.
Yeah,
So a little bit more about the show. Like we were saying, we are looking to reach men, but we want the ladies to listen and watch too, because I think,
there's education in it.
yeah, and we can articulate it in a way that doesn't, inflame people's souls and stuff, because that's not what we're looking to do. We just want to have uncomfortable conversations, and we believe this is the space to do it. It's a bit like what Emmanuel was saying with the group. It's yeah, that's where we have a lot of them conversations, and it's quite beautiful.
It is, and sometimes the truth can be offensive. You know, but without the truth, you can't change, bro.
Yeah,
You need the truth in order to change. It's difficult to hear sometimes. Like I don't want to hear the truth sometimes, bro.
that's why most people go through life without looking at the mirror properly. And
Yeah,
most
it's
people can't
hard.
look.
It's hard, bro.
Yeah,
To really look at things you need to change because it's difficult.
yeah, yeah. It's when you got to ask yourself the hard questions. It's easy.
Yeah,
It's easy. It's easy to run away.
it's easy, man.
It's easy to run away. And I've been there. I'm not going to stand here, get on any high horse or anything. I used to be a terrible human being, but I was smart enough to realize, and blessed enough, I'm very grateful to realize that things had to change.
A U-turn. You kind of like make a U-turn.
Yeah.
Like change.
Growth, one step forward.
So what was the turning point for you? Like why, what was this, like the event?
The initial event was my best mate hung himself. This is a fellow that I looked up to. I've never met anybody else that had as much heart as him. And one of my first thoughts was, if he could do it, why couldn't I? And that kind of gives you a bit of a shake. And a couple other things happened that year. I won't get into it right now because it's probably a little bit much for the second episode. But yeah, a couple of things happened that year, and the brain seemed to click that I needed to stop being a shit cunt. I do pardon, I do apologise for the language, but that's all there really is to it. That's what I was. I'm not going to mince words about it. Yeah, so that was probably the turning point for me, bro, losing my best mate.
It was like an epiphany for you. It's like everyone has that moment where something clicks. You know, I've had it too, like, and yeah, man. But do you think some people change or they keep going?
But I think everybody's capable of behaviour change, apart from probably your sociopaths. I can't speak to it. I'm not a scientist or anything like that. But here, let's keep it real. I'm good when it comes to behaviour change. So by trade, I turn boys into men. That's the kind of support worker I am. That's my goal. That's my vision. That's my passion. That's my purpose. It all aligns, and I'm very good at what I do. I like to say I'm the best at what I do. What was the actual question, bro?
No, the question was basically because some people change and some people don't.
Oh, that's
change.
Right. Yeah. So is everybody?
What's
capable?
the difference? Yeah, is everybody capable?
Yeah, everybody's
of changing.
Capable. Yeah, 100%. Like, so some people just have heart, and they know they have heart, and sometimes it's just a subconscious thought that they have that heart, but that's enough to make that change. But then on the other side, you got lots of young people that just they're not resilient, and they really need to build that resilience, and sometimes they just don't know how. And when someone doesn't know how to do something, well, they need to be shown, and that's what makes me good at what I do. Is I believe in using in a strength-based approach. So I spoke on that last episode, so I won't get into it.
Yeah, I like what you said about they need to be shown or probably taught, because resilience is not something that you. Well, some people have resilience, but some people have to be taught resilience.
Yeah, I think and that taught's a funny word. Taught and modeled. So like they need to see it in action. So
model. Yeah.
So I'll provide an example. It's like walking in the rain. The first time I've walked in the rain with a couple of young fellas, they absolutely hated it. By the third or fourth time, I was the one whinging more than them. Like they built that. They'd already built that resilience to walking in the rain. And that kind. And let me tell you right now, I've just finished up with one young fella. Resilience sticks when you're able to teach someone or demonstrate or role model resilience to a young person. Once it clicks in their brain that they can do things, that it sticks.
It changes their lives right away.
Transforms.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And I think even me, I didn't get that mentorship.
Yeah.
Like a lot of us wanted.
So speak to that, Manny. When you say you didn't get that, when was your dad around or?
Yeah, I mean, my dad passed away when I was 8. So
My condolences, bro.
yeah, bro. Thanks, brother.
Very young.
Yeah, very young. So what I realized is that I became angry. And I sometimes I see a lot of young men who are upset. I can relate to them because there is a void. There's a daddy's. You know what I mean? Like, where's my dad? How come he has his dad and I don't have my dad? There's no some sort of like mentorship. So you're like all alone in the world that doesn't have any sort of a sympathy for men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no guidance, no instructor. You just go with the flow. And I think
You just do what you do.
you do what you do. Whatever happens, happens. If you're lucky, you meet some uncles and maybe good fellows who can guide you.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you're alone. So basically, this is what I've become so passionate about helping young men because a lot of them are lost without guidance, without a father, especially.
And no purpose. That's what I realized. I was doing some writing on masculinity today, and I realized that there has to be a correlation with young adult males having kids later in life and lacking a sense of purpose before they do have kids. Because I was writing on the sense of responsibility and how immense that power is, because it sometimes it forces a boy to be a man. What do you think about that, Manny?
Yeah. First, I think life is challenging, bro. I don't know, but most men are going through a lot of things, bro. Life kind of like it pushes you to grow up. Like I didn't have a dad, so I became a man at 10 years old because I was with a single mom, so I had to look after her. Basically, in what happens to a lot of young men, they become traumatized because it's a harsh reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think a lot of young men out there, bro. I've heard about angry young men. I think they're just lost. I think they don't have direction. They don't have mentorship.
Yeah, there's obviously not as many role models, male role
Yeah.
models, as there used to be.
Hmm.
I think. All right, so it's probably a perfect opportunity to introduce our topic, masculinity and what it means to me and Manny.
Yeah. Masculinity. Masculinity is one of the biggest, I would say, the most important word in terms of human existence because it talks about men, right? And it talks about patriarchy. It talks about leadership. It talks about principles. So, what does masculinity is about is very interesting, but everyone has an opinion about it.
Yeah, it's definitely a very charged topic.
Mm,
I I find that I'm pretty balanced.
mm.
I I believe in the notion of authentic masculinity, but we're not going to get into that just yet. We're going to talk about what masculinity is and what makes a man masculine and what traits and characters and attributes he needs to be considered masculine. So we're going to go with Manny's opinion, and then I guess we're going to talk a little bit about how society perceives that notion at the same time. So just go with us, enjoy the conversation. We'll see how we go. This is our second episode, eh, Manny?
Yes.
And I reckon we're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, it's our second one, but we're getting better and better. And hopefully, in the next few months, you will get better quality from us. But yeah, I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, we're doing a good job. So masculinity, what? So you personally, Manny, well,
Mhm.
what does being a man mean to you?
I actually got a few points that I wrote down today. And I
Yeah.
think to me, masculinity means four things, four important things. Number one is sacrifice. Sacrifice. To be a man, you have to be sacrificial. You have to be able to sacrifice for your country, for your family, for your children, and for your beliefs. Secondly, is leadership. I think masculinity is about leadership. Without leadership, there's no man. And principles and discipline. So that's it. Sacrifice, leadership, principles, and discipline. Principles in terms of boundaries. You need to say, "This is who I am as a man," and you stick to it no matter what, even if you're going broke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
so
you have
not
principles,
yeah, not compromising on
not
your
compromising
values.
on your boundaries and your beliefs.
Yeah.
Like
And your
like
and your core values.
and your core values. Absolutely.
I find that's something that all men these days seem to struggle with, is keeping their word, and then even just making excuses when they get called out for it, and feeling like that they they're the aggrieved party.
Mm.
And for me as men, we've got to stop making excuses, especially with our friends and our family and other men. As men, at the end of the day, all we have is our word.
It used to be.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that's something that I want to bring back, just in the spaces that I occupy. That it's something that I hold very, very close to my heart. Yeah, so discipline.
Discipline. Yeah.
Discipline, yeah, okay. All right, so skills, traits, attributes, what makes a man masculine? Hit me.
Bro,
Hit me.
bro, a masculine guy, a guy who's masculine, really, if you look at it, is a leader in the sense that he leads for humanity.
Yep. Okay. And how does a leader act?
A leader is inspirational. But because I have a problem with the term boss, because I believe the word boss is just mechanical. Basically, it's a title. But a leader is kind of like inspirational. He inspires people to be great. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah,
100% agree. So
yeah.
yeah, sometimes your boss ain't the leader. Sometimes the leader is
Is
who's under the boss.
is who's under the
Yeah.
bus,
So
and
sometimes they really running the show. Like they might not be making them mechanical decisions, but like the way the culture is molded and the way people interact with each other and connect with each other, the leaders are the ones that are cultivating that culture. Let me tell you
absolutely,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sometimes that can be a little bit of a stab in the back for some organizations, because they think that management is doing a good job, and that's why their employees have a good culture. But quite often it's the people on the ground. See,
Yeah,
they forget about the
the
people on the ground.
leadership,
Yeah.
and yeah, leadership, man. I think it's inspiring because a true leader to me is someone who inspires me.
Yeah.
He doesn't force me, but I could just watch him and learn.
He brings you with him.
Yeah, exactly. He makes a leader out of you. Like
He brings the best out of you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So assertive, dominant, confident. These are all masculine traits. So Manny had a few questions that he was keen to discuss in this podcast today.
Yeah.
But he also had a statement about masculinity not needing approval. And I found that statement to be very interesting, because I'm inclined to agree, but I'm not sure I'm going to agree with Manny. So let's give it a crack, eh, Manny?
Yeah. Let's talk about masculinity not needing approval.
All right.
And I think when you're something, you're something. Like when something like a lion is created, is a lion. A lion doesn't need approval from the giraffe or the to be I'm a lion. He's just
so in this argument you're saying from women we don't need approval from women to be men. We know so okay, so like I think I have to start this with a caveat. Some of us know how to walk like men, and those of us that know how to walk like men. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just went on a break and we forgot to tell you. In all honesty, we actually kept talking after the recording had stopped after the 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. So we've returned from the break and we want Manny to touch on his statement about masculinity not needing any approval.
Yeah. So approval is like seeking validation for what you are. It's like you seeking validation to be who you are. When you are something, why would you need validation for that?
Yeah, we should be proud, eh?
Yeah, you should be like, I'm a man, these are my traits I was born with inherently. So why should we apologize for being masculine? Why should we seek approval? That's my question in general.
Who would you say is asking us to apologize for being masculine? And I'm not saying I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I think I have some agreement with you.
I think.
Do you think it's society as a whole?
Yeah, I think masculinity can be intimidating.
Absolutely.
And it can be fearful. So when you're dealing with a society that sees masculine as intimidating, and it causes problem. People try to tame the traits of being masculine because they see it as dangerous.
Yeah, okay. So I think it's because for some men it is. If some men don't know how to handle themselves too, like
yes, but then what we're looking at is
because you think about all the men that aren't naturally masculine but are trying their best to be masculine. I don't agree with that. Like for me, because and I come back to my term before. I believe in the notion of authentic masculinity. I think so. One of the questions that we had written down, but then we decided to just go with the flow because that's how we roll. Was does our perception of being a man evolve with time? And I think it's important to note that our brains as men don't mature until we're 25. 25. That's, you hear what I say? 25. So that means, so society would deem us as adults, say, I was a big fella, so I was an adult from 14. What about you? You know what I mean?
I got exactly what you're saying. And this is why we have to talk about young men a lot because I became a man, I would say, at 30 years old in my personal life.
Okay, so like why 30? What was the switch? Did something click in the brain?
Yeah, something happened at 30 years old.
What happened, bro?
I just realized that only me can save me. It clicked that society is looking up to me at 30 years old.
Would you say that was when you stopped, like you started the journey of no more excuses?
Absolutely. So at 30 years old, I knew right away no one is coming to save me, basically.
And why should they?
Yeah, because it's interesting because when you in your 20s, you start to blame everyone. You blame society, you blame your parents, you blame your boss, you blame your girlfriend.
Everybody.
Yeah, you blame
everybody's got a cop out for something.
Yeah, everybody got a cop out, bro.
When are we going to be accountable? Not just as men, just as human beings.
Absolutely, man. And at 30 years old, I'm like, wow, I've been wasting my time.
That's when you became a man, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, it could be different from some men. Some men change at 40, 50, 25.
So
it's different for individuals,
I believe some men stay boys. They never become men. They're too scared. They don't want it. They don't want. They don't want that responsibility. They don't want that sacrifice. They're scared of that discipline, that structured routine every single day, because that's what providers and protectors do. And I'm speaking to all you men out there that do the same shit every single day because that's what pays the bills and that's what feeds the family. That shit is beautiful. Don't ever let anybody put shit on you because you look after your family. You look after your own, you know? That's for me, that's what we're supposed to do as men. That's our role in society.
Sacrifice.
I know lots of people are gonna disagree with me. And I'm not saying that means keeping a woman down, not letting a woman blossom into whatever they're going to be, or that's how I used to be. I used to think that it was okay, and yeah. What about you? What about you, Manny?
But that's an interesting point you made about being a man in a relationship with your woman. I think a strong man is not intimidated.
Yeah, because why?
Why would you be intimidated when you know who you are in the first place? Like, I'm just saying.
And that speaks again to authentic masculinity. So the term toxic masculinity, I'll let Manny speak on it first, but I just I'd just like to note that I used to engage in various forms of toxic masculinity in all my relationships. So I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about how it doesn't exist, but I would like to discuss the term, how it makes Manny feel, what he thinks it's doing to society. Is it being overused? Are we, as men, all being painted with an unfair brush?
Yeah.
I missed the analogy there, but yeah, you go, Manny.
Yeah, toxic masculinity. I have a question with that because I think everyone has toxic qualities, traits. Every individual, even women do, men do. And we have good people, we have bad people, we have people who've been through trauma. So we have people who didn't grow up with their parents. So they develop the character traits that's toxic. But to generalize it and be like masculinity has a lot of toxicity, it's like saying other genders don't have any toxicity. And I think we all have, every human being has some toxic traits that we need to work on.
Oh, 100%, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, no such thing as perfection. I do think there's more to the term, though. So, like, there's just lots of fuck with males out there. Like, I'll keep it real. Don't get me wrong. There's lots of silly women out there too, and we wouldn't be here for no reason, right? Like, we wouldn't be having this discussion if it didn't exist. It's just the term's being latched onto. Like, if you're a man that doesn't engage in any of that rubbish, you got nothing to worry about. But for me, it's counterproductive the way it's used. It makes men feel like they have to be somebody else because all forms of masculinity can be toxic. Well, fuck, anything can be fucking toxic, can't it? If it is what you make of it. Like Manny was saying, right? If you've been through shit, well, yeah, that's gonna make you not the nicest person. They're toxic, 100%. 100%.
And it applies to anyone.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone.
But with the toxicity, bro, I think the good thing about masculinity that I love is men tend to keep other men in check historically.
Yeah.
You know, like even if you join the army and you get out of line, you get disciplined.
Yeah.
So even your dad would discipline, you know, like you have your dad and he sees you getting out of line.
Boundaries.
Boundaries. He's like, son,
on how to hold yourself.
Yeah, hold yourself. You're doing all this rubbish. But I think because we live in a society where a lot of dads are not involved in the kid's life. So, and when a young man has a lot of testosterone, you know what I mean? It's without guidance, it turns out to be toxic. So men need to be mentored, as we're saying, mentor out of these traits that people deem toxic. It's not necessarily toxic.
Yeah,
It's just
they can be flipped. It's the way that these traits present themselves and how they're used and what these men think is acceptable behavior.
mm,
Quite often it's because the people that they have around them aren't pulling them up and telling them to be better and do better,
mm.
not just as men but as human beings
As
as
human
well.
beings,
Because
yeah.
that's at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Like, toxic, not toxic. It's about character. If you have character, you're not going to be a toxic person. If you don't have that much character, and quite often it's because we've been through lots of shit. I had my I had my phase where I had no character. I lied, I cheated,
Yeah.
I stole, and I thought nothing of it.
Yeah.
Times have changed, and now I have a lot of character because that's what you do. You flip the script. We can't, and so I don't really get wrapped up in the culture war of it. I just want to see men do better. I want to see men grow. I want to see them be proud. But I also want men to be vulnerable. Like, does that mean be a blubbering mess in front of 30, 40 people? No, it doesn't. Like, for me, men should do their crying
Mm.
away from prying eyes. But do we face moments where we become overwhelmed with emotion and here, letting go of? I'll be honest with you. I probably don't practice what I preach, but because I'm different. I process my shit in a different way. I'm blessed to be in the mental space, the mental clarity that I am in today. Nothing but blessed, but it is what it is. I lost my chain of thought there.
Yeah, but I got what you were going through, like vulnerability.
Yeah, that's right.
You
And
you you
crying and
you,
stuff.
you talk about, and that's a very important thing for young men, because I saw my son cry when he lost the game. And is it wrong to cry? I don't think
How old is he?
he's 5.
I think it's okay for a 5-year-old to cry,
Yes.
bro. But it's on us as men and as fathers and as parents to jump in there and explain to him, bro, like, this game is not worth your tears. There's going to be another one, and your goal is to get better.
Absolutely.
That's what you want. Don't worry about winning. Don't worry about losing. Yes, you want to win every single game. Of course, you want to win every single game, but don't make that the focus. Make the hard work the focus. Make the improvement the focus, the progress, the growth.
And that's a good thing, and then I told him, I'm like, you can't win all the time, because life is going to kick your ass a lot of times, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean, bro? So you have to get used to getting your ass kicked, but not giving up.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Got to build that resilience. So
you have to build.
So
that.
this is quite the topic, masculinity. So we've decided that we're going to do a part 2 on it. Keep all you fellas entertained.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end of the first episode. Oh, this is like first episode, the first part of the masculinity episodes. We get my tongue around it slowly. So we'll end the show here. I just wanted to give thanks for the opportunity to sit here with the brother Emmanuel and speak on a topic that is very charged and
it's a
controversial.
Pleasure, brother. Pleasure.
Spending time with Emmanuel is always fun, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, we're gonna work out a way of how we're gonna end episodes. That will come with time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the start of the next episode, I'd like to touch a little bit on like the feedback and what we focused on that we need to get better on and that kind of stuff. Because I think it just keeps us raw, real, and authentic. And I think that's the goal, right? That's how we're gonna click with you fellas, connect with you fellas, bring yous on our beautiful journey,
With nothing but love, man.
Nothing but love. Nothing but love. No judgment, just love. Let's go.
Let's go.
Choo-hoo!
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, welcome.
Welcome back to Nothing But Love.
And this is part 2 of our little series on masculinity.
Yes.
How we all doing? I'd just like to give thanks for everything, for the little things, the big things, the things that seem like they don't matter when we're not looking at the big picture, but they matter. The little things make up everything.
Yep, everything matters. What's it called? Compound effects?
Compound effect.
Yeah,
Ooh.
everything comes together.
That's why this podcast is happening as we speak, because of compound effect.
Yeah.
We used the energy and the power of bringing people together and bringing the men on the bushwalks and the barbecues. We turned this into a space where we can talk about men's issues. I just need to cough, eh?
Yeah. And the brother is right about men issues, because nowadays we don't have a lot of spaces where men can gather and actually talk about what's happening to them.
Yeah, we don't have them spaces. I also believe we don't have the tools to have lots of the conversations that we're going to be having on here, on this podcast, on Nothing But Love. It's interesting. Because us men, we want to have these conversations, but we don't know where, and we don't know how, we don't know who with. And quite often it's like-minded individuals. And sometimes we just got to seek these people out, If we want to have these connections, then we have to put in the effort to creating connection.
Because I believe in that too, like meaningful relationships. It takes work to find the right people and to maintain. Even having a relationship with you, bro, it takes work. We need to communicate and text each other, and
I dare say it takes a lot of work. Eh?
It does. It does, and I appreciate you for that, because you're very enthusiastic about not only with me, about a lot of people in the group. Like you're always in touch with them. You posting regularly. I mean, that's great, bro. You make time for people.
Oh, it's good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, sometimes it can be draining.
Yeah.
But I gave my life in service to others. This is the purpose, So I've got to follow through. I've got to practice what I preach. If I'm gonna push people to connect and maintain connections and develop relationships, well, then I got to do the same thing, don't I? Otherwise, that makes me a hypocrite.
Absolutely.
And I'm not a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite anyway.
So, bro, do you think life is about people?
Life is all about people. It has to be.
All kinds of people, even negative people,
even
douchebags.
Yeah, bro. It's the douchebags. They're the ones that make you. Eh? They test you. They're the ones that break you.
True.
They either make you or they break you. Can you flip the script, and can you turn this douchebag into an opportunity? Maybe it's a window, an open window where you can work on one of your weaknesses. Maybe that one's empathy. Maybe that one is boundaries. Patience, definitely patience.
Patience.
Yeah, that's a very interesting one.
Yeah, because people will test your patience.
Always, because boundaries. We're always looking to push the boundary. You give someone a meter, they take a mile away, and that's not just kids either.
Is it everyone? Yeah, it's a cookie. Where's the milk?
Yeah. And then instead of the cookie being the milk, all of a sudden, we're dunking the cookie into the milk person and putting it in their mouths.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I read something from Robert Greene. He said, if you don't know how to build relationships with people, you don't know how to work with people, your life will be miserable. And I really believe that.
Yeah,
Like
because
people skills, you need to learn. Like we need to learn to deal with people.
otherwise you're
Work with
isolated.
absolutely,
And there's nothing worse than being socially isolated,
absolutely.
especially when there are like-minded individuals out there just waiting to connect with you.
Mm.
You got to take them opportunities. You got to look for them opportunities. You got to create them opportunities. And you know how you create them opportunities? It's by making the effort to smile. I don't smile enough. I need to smile more.
I've learned that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't like, bro. Smiling is a skill set, though.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. The
think
more you do it,
the
the
more
better
you
you
do it, the
get.
better you
Yeah.
become. Smiling and just having a, because I think when you frown, you repel people.
Yep.
I don't know, but they're like, oh, you
Yeah,
know
they
what I
get yeah,
mean?
they like
They're
it.
like, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And especially myself. I already come across as intimidating as it
Exactly.
is, and then quite often, half the time, I don't have a frown on my face. I just have neutral. Like I'm very
Yeah.
neutral. Like
Mm.
if I'm happy, I'll smile, and if I'm not happy, I'll frown.
Mm.
But the rest of the time, I'm just in the middle. But I dare say that's just because I got quite a bit of mental clarity there, and I don't let the little things fuck with me. I tend to take them in my stride, so I'm very blessed in that regard. But when I say blessed, I don't discount all the hard work that has been put into
Because
cultivating these
nothing
skills.
come naturally. It takes work, actually. Even having a mental fortitude.
All the good things, right? They all take work.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, are they really that good?
Yeah. Because if it's good, it was going to be free. So anything worth having is not necessarily free. It has to be earned.
Yeah,
That's my
100%.
belief system. That's what I believe. Because even working out in the gym, going to like everything has to be earned.
Yeah, you get back what you put in.
Yes.
That's for me. That's
That's a law.
yeah.
That's
That's
that's a natural law.
100%. That's the meaning of life.
Mm. You get back what you put in. If you
Yeah,
smile more, you attract more
yeah,
people.
yeah. And people smile back at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
kids.
yeah. Especially kids, because
Kids. Yeah.
once you start to smile and you actually start to make an effort to smile,
Yeah.
kids gravitate
They
towards you
do,
because
bro.
you like your energy is more vibrant, it's more radiant, and kids
Mm.
love that shit. Especially if you can align that with being calm, cool, and collected. Oh, that's a
Mm.
recipe for a role model in regards to the kids because they feel safe to be themselves, and that in itself is beautiful.
Bro, that's a beautiful point you just made about kids feeling safe because your energy can actually, and this is what we're talking about masculinity. One of the traits of being masculine is being poised, being calm.
Stoic.
Yeah, stoic.
Yeah.
Exactly. It means you are not bothered by the storm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
like you still experience the storm, you still go through
in
the
the
storm,
storm.
and it still elicits emotions that might be hard for you, but you sit with them emotions and
Hmm.
you work out how they make you feel, and you use that not just for good but for growth.
Yeah, for growth. And I think if you're not stoic, sometimes the mind kind of over exaggerate the problem.
Yeah,
Like it
because it
makes
gets it gets
it
overwhelmed,
gets overwhelming.
and then all the thoughts start to flow, and the anxiety starts to grow.
And it's nothing but just a mindset.
Yeah, because who are we? We're our thoughts. We
Yeah.
create the stories in our head. It sounds funny, but like, who are we? We're the thoughts that we create, the stories that we create. How do we create them? Stories by going through life and experiencing
Mm,
things,
mm,
and by the people who we surround ourselves with. That's who we are.
mm.
We're our thoughts. So So the point I'm making is we choose how we react to these situations. It's not like we don't have a choice, but it's a skill that needs to be cultivated.
Absolutely.
And the skill is initially just being able to take that step back and realizing that, maybe it's me creating the thoughts in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I just need to sit with them thoughts. Sometimes that's all it is.
Yeah. Yes, man. I think as we talk about thoughts, because whatever you think, that's what you become.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So, and also, I think worry, like when you worry about things, it demoralizes your well-being.
Yeah.
Like just like
No, 100%.
the
Sorry
thoughts
to,
that you tolerate.
yeah, 100%. And sorry to go off topic, but back to our little series on masculinity. See, this is the problem with constantly telling males to be somebody else is they internalize it. And what does that create? It creates confusion. What
Absolutely.
does confusion create? It either creates passivity or toxicity. Sorry, I can't say them words, but I gave it my best crack.
You're doing good,
I
bro.
think so passivity
Yeah.
or toxicity.
Yeah.
The ring thing on my mic just fell and it was a little bit distracting. So I'll say it again. Passivity or toxicity. So it definitely exists. But if you keep telling all males that that they should be passive, and
Mm-hmm.
if they're not passive, then they're toxic, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to create a man that nobody wants. You're going to create a passive, toxic man. What a fucking disaster!
And this is a problem.
Of,
It's a problem, bro. What it causes is implosion, right? Because you're you're being passive, but then
identity crisis.
yeah, they're telling you this is what you are, but then you know what you are. So why are they trying to tame? It's like being aggressive. Okay,
I see. I get why they're trying to tame the notion of masculinity and your alpha male. It's because men have been so dominant for so long. I hate to say it, but there's a reason for that, and now as
but men are tribal though
100%.
inherently.
I think
So
I think there's lots of evidence to show that females are very tribal as well. They jump on that bandwagon too. I don't think there's anything wrong in saying that, eh?
So yeah,
I think human beings are quite tribal. Like we, and I don't necessarily think that there's anything wrong with that. I think we gravitate to our peoples. I'm more comfortable with people that are like-minded. Like that, they think like me. They not so much they think like me, but they have similar
belief
views.
systems.
Yes. Values, belief systems, 100%.
So and some we tend to protect what we believe, so that could bring out violence, or maybe it might be seen as toxic.
Yeah.
So initially men go to war, so going to war is toxic. It's like protecting your. So
yeah, see, so I'm like, no, like when I hear the term toxic masculinity, I don't think that. So you have the extreme. You have the extreme culture warriors on the right and the left that they're the extreme, right? That would say something like that, right? But no, protecting your nation, of course that's not toxic. That's heroic. That's these are the male role
subjectively
models. Yeah. Oh yeah. But no, toxic masculinity emanates in many forms, and it's very real. Like the level of domestic violence in this world is off the fucking Richter scale. But my argument is telling men that they should be something else when that makes no sense to begin with is not the solution. You know what the solution is? It's man and woman coming together and working out what the differences are, compromising, finding that common ground. And I know this is going to be hard for, lots of people on the right and the left, but I don't care. Like, who's winning this battle, this culture war battle? Are men winning it? Absolutely not. Are women winning it? Like, maybe your upper class educated women, yeah, like
They have advantage.
yeah,
in the game.
They've made strides. But what about the brown women, the black women, what about the women going through the domestic violence? Like, is what you're preaching helping that lady? Like, what about the uneducated woman who's just trying to feed, the single mum just trying to feed the kids? What is, I just, and I'm genuinely asking those on the right and the left, what are your solutions? Why is it that there seems to be
A
no
gender war. I
Yeah,
would say
yeah.
it's kind of like a gender war.
Yeah, so when I was writing, I wrote gender divide, and then I got to thinking, no, it's more than a divide. Like, there's males that resent women, and there's women that resent males, and this is where we're at. And it's so silly.
It's silly. We become so intolerant
Yeah, like,
of what makes us different.
yeah, and of what makes us beautiful.
Exactly.
Like, think about it. The notion of sacrifice. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I know there's so many women out there that make sacrifices all the time. But I'm not a woman and I can't speak to that. I'm speaking as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a brother to the sacrifices that I've made. And let me tell you right now, that shit is beautiful. Beautiful. And like, the telling providers and protectors that they're not good enough when they're doing their best, that can't be the solution to where we're at right now.
So the whole idea of masculinity is subjective. Like people have opinion
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
So
for me, everything's
yeah,
subjective. Yeah.
it is. But then if you look at other cultures, like in the Middle East,
Yeah.
in Africa, in Latin America,
Yeah.
in China, Japan,
So not the West. Yeah.
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 So these
Non-Western
countries, do they have, in your opinion, a general view on what masculinity is? Is there a common ground? Because I think there's an inherent trace of what is deemed as being masculine in every culture. It might be different, but a man, masculinity is protecting the women, for example. Like in Africa, men were supposed to protect.
So all I'll say on that one is I believe every single man deep down believes that his role is to protect a woman that is in danger or needs help or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like, whether they believe it subconsciously, yeah.
So that's inherent.
I,
It
I,
wasn't taught.
is there inherent masculine traits? Absolutely. I think there's different types of masculine men. So you got your provider, your protector, your leader, your creator. And like, when I say creator, I mean inventor, creator. Like, yeah,
Mm,
your legacy builders, your
that's a good point.
yeah,
The legacy thing. And legacy, I think we're losing that. Legacy, like, because usually men were groomed to leave legacy, children, houses, lineage. That's what we wake up in the morning. But if you don't have legacy to build, what are you striving for? You're lost, I think, if you're not trying to build something as a man. A family, maybe like a computer.
I think
You're doing something, building.
I think you're speaking more to purpose there, eh? Like legacy's a funny one, like because we don't really leave anything here when we die. Everybody forgets about us.
Yeah,
you
true.
know, we're one in 8 billion people. Even the famous people, like only the super famous people get remembered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the Bob Marleys and the Tupacs and the, you know, like there's lots of stars right now that in 50 years time no one will have heard of and no one will have given a fuck about. You know, so legacy isn't the biggest thing to me, but am I building something? Do I agree with Manny in regards to like the notion of building something and keeping? Yeah,
Because that's the sacrificial part of
yeah,
being a man. You're building something that you won't benefit from.
yeah. That's sacrifice. That's
Yeah.
leadership.
In the next 100 years,
Yeah,
you might not be here, but you're doing it for the next generation.
yeah. So for me, that's imparting my knowledge that I've acquired over the years. I have no intention of leaving my kids a house or anything like that. I've actually made a conscious decision not to buy a house. But that's just me. I don't. Yeah, I don't believe in the notion of home ownership. I dare say later down the track we might get into that. Maybe we won't. It's probably a little bit boring, but you never know.
No.
You never know. But creating something, yeah, that's what I'm about.
Yeah, creating, building.
Yeah, community connection. Yeah,
building.
That's why I kind of said that you were more speaking to purpose. I actually wanted to share something from our very first episode in regards to passion and purpose and how we were talking about Mark Zuckerberg and different billionaires. So I believe that they followed their passion and not their purpose. They let their passion drive them and not their purpose. You could come back and say to me their purpose was to change the world. For me, purpose has to be positive to be purpose. It has to be positive in the greater good of things. You know what I mean? It has to kind of be positive for humanity. I'm not going to debate with you about how like Facebook and Instagram and Apple and if they've improved society. Like, if you want to have that argument or that debate, I'm always keen, but I think it's pointless. I think the evidence speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, purpose. I think purpose go with masculinity as well because a man without purpose is a lost man.
Yeah.
He's just drifting through life. He's just existing. I think purpose come with clarity, absolute clarity. And if you look at society, you realize that men who have absolute clarity, most times they're ruthless. And people could see ruthlessness as toxic. Because they know who they are and they know what they want.
It depends on how a man holds himself. Like a man can know what he wants and get that in a manner that like is still respectful and kind and compassionate. Because if you're not doing that, then yeah, I believe it is toxic. Like but anything can be toxic, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
it might not be toxic to you, but to someone else.
Yeah, because everything's subjective, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking. And masculinity is a very interesting topic. And initially, we were talking about vulnerability, how to be vulnerable. I think it's good to feel weakness.
Yeah.
But to solidify the weakness where you armor that weakness so it doesn't destroy you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
use your weaknesses to build resilience.
To build resilience, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. To embrace failure, to want to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, that's right. I'll just plug my podcast while we're talking. Hood Philosophy. That's what I'll be talking about on the second episode, is taking the leap and how that takes lots of bravery and courage.
Yeah. So, I believe in weakness could actually, because if you don't have weaknesses, it means you're not improving.
Yeah. So
You're not improving.
if you think you don't have weaknesses,
You are in trouble. I think
if you look in the mirror and you're like,
I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't have any weaknesses.
Yeah.
Is that realistic?
Like,
for a human being, like, there's always something to work on.
It's definitely realistic. Like, lots of people go through life thinking that, like,
I'm perfect.
Yeah. Like, I'm perfect the way the way I am.
Yeah.
For me, that's insane, bro. Like, how?
So how do you improve? Like
baby steps.
Baby steps. Absolutely.
Baby steps. Don't go too hard, too fast. Start slow. Break it down. This is what I'll be talking about on the next episode of Hood Philosophy. But yeah, like, growth. Get uncomfortable. Step outside your comfort zone. Don't be scared, Be scared, but
do it scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's...
And smile while you do it.
Yeah, smile.
Yeah, flip the script.
Yeah, like like the kamikaze pilots. They used.
All right, we're going there, right?
We're going there, bro. Like these guys know that they were going to die, bro. Like they're like, yeah, I'm gonna die tomorrow, but I'm gonna drink this tea with a smile on my face. Yeah. So I do that,
knowing that I'm sacrificing myself for the greater good.
Absolutely.
Right? And that shit is powerful.
It is. It is powerful, man.
You feel that. So we're gonna have a little break soon. I'm just saying it just so we don't end up talking over the 30 minutes and you fellas get to miss out on this beautiful conversation. That wouldn't be fair,
Yeah.
So I wanted to read a couple quotes that I've gathered over the last week. I did a little bit better with the references. I just grabbed my phone. So Emmanuel's going to speak on the quotes. I'll go one by one. I think all three quotes have a lot to do with what we're talking about here. So the first one's by a fella called Gilgamesh. I'll let you guys Google him. I found this quote whilst reading a book of Ryan Holiday's, and the quote is, "He will face a battle he knows not. He will ride a road he knows not." And I just, that one speaks to the bravery and the courage, I think. What do you reckon, bro?
Yeah, he knows not. So he knows not. That's uncertainty.
Yeah, and he's still doing.
Because uncertainty is like you don't know what the outcome might be, or you don't see it coming. Bro, it's like we face a lot of battles in our lives. We weren't expecting those battles, bro.
Nah, we didn't know this life was filled with trials and tribulations.
Yes.
We thought it was just rainbow
and rosy, man.
Little did we know.
No.
Little did we
that is going
know.
to hit you hard every time, bro.
Yeah.
But then that's what makes you
tough, eh?
Yeah.
And we do it anyway. Every single morning we wake up and we get it done. You know why? Because we have to. We ain't got no choice. If we want this life to be a life well lived, we just got to do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's how we start. By starting. I know it sounds silly, right? It's so simple, but that's how simple it is. All right, so
yeah, I like that one, bro.
Yeah, it's a good one, eh?
I like that one. There's no certainty.
Yeah, no certainty.
No security.
But you're still doing, right?
You're still doing it, yeah.
All right, so the second quote is more team-orientated, eh? So, okay. It's by football coach Vince Lombardi. A team, like men, must be brought to its knees before it can rise again. And I think that speaks to the failure that we were just talking about now. So we're going to take a break, guys. And then after the break, Emmanuel's going to speak on the quote by Vince Lombardi. A team like men must be brought to its knees before it can rise again. We shall see you fellas soon.
See you soon, fellas.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back, folks.
All right, so I'll just grab that quote out again. I may as well read it again, right? Oh, yeah, okay. A team like men must be brought to its knees before it can rise again. And that's by football coach Vince Lombardi. Thoughts, Manny?
Brought to its knees.
Brought to its knees.
Yeah. I think you have to hit rock bottom. Is that what it's called? Rock bottom?
Yeah. So they went through failure.
Yeah. So because when you hit rock bottom, bro, there's nowhere left to go but up.
100%. Unless you do make the conscious decision just
to go up. Yeah. Unless absolutely. Because when shit hit the fan, it's like you've lost everything.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
How are you gonna react? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna be stoic? Are you gonna you're gonna stand up and fight, or you're just gonna wallow and sit in your pain?
That's right.
Where does that go? It doesn't lead to anywhere nice, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. You can't. Why would it?
But you have to be brought to your knees. But I think a lot of people are afraid to go to their knees because like the fear of failure.
Yeah.
I don't know if that you know what I mean. Like
no,
I don't want to be brought to my knees, bro.
Yeah. Like everybody's so scared of failure. So scared of talking about it. I don't know why.
Failure is fearful.
I do know why. No, listen to me talk shit. I used to run away from failure. I'll keep it real.
Yeah.
I used to throw my hands up in the air when I couldn't do something and run away from whatever I was engaging in as fast as I could. And then one day I realized I got to start trying shit. I just got to give it a go. I got to stop being a hypocrite because here I am telling my kids, just try it. Well, what about you, Dad? they never said it, but like old.
They're like, Dad, what happened to you, man?
Yeah. But these days I can keep up with them. That's pretty cool. 36 and I'm running around with them, So they push me. They push me to be a better human being, better man, better father, better son. I don't even know how we got onto the kids there.
But
failure.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Sometimes I go off on tangents, but every now and again, there's a gem, locked away in there.
The fear of failure. But why is failure so fearful, bro? Is it painful? There's psychological pain.
Yeah, no, but it's not just that. It's also society's perception of failure, and
that's right,
and how you should react to it. It's fucking ludicrous. Like when you fail, you learn. Before success, you have to fail. Otherwise, how did you get there? What fairy tale are we and society trying to paint in your head if we're saying that you never failed before you were successful? The most successful people in the world loved failure. They embraced failure.
Absolutely.
They understood the power of making a mistake. But you know what they told themselves? They wouldn't make that same mistake again. And that's where the power lies.
Absolutely. So that was a good one.
All right, last quote. And this is an old Celtic or Celtic saying, and I read this in Ego is Your Enemy by Ryan Holiday. See much, study much, suffer much. That is the path to wisdom. Oof.
So basically, he's saying wisdom isn't free.
100%.
In my opinion.
100%.
So wisdom,
life, you got to experience life,
absolutely,
to acquire, to cultivate wisdom. Wisdom is a skill, I think. So you can have all the knowledge in the world, but you don't turn that into wisdom until you can turn that knowledge into action, into practical ways of implementing these lessons that you read in these books and you listen to on these podcasts in your lives, and in a way that is beneficial and improves that quality of life. That's what true wisdom is. Yeah.
And I like what he said. He said, "Study much, right?
Study much.
So you have to read.
See much, study much, suffer much. See, back to the suffering, right?
Exactly.
So failure, like
it's
sitting,
pain, man.
Pain,
pain, bro.
For the gym bros out there, when you at the gym and you feel pain. Go harder. Go harder. Don't you know how you're about to sit down and take that 3-minute rest? Fuck that. Go for a walk around the gym instead of sitting on your phone. Unless you're watching or listening to us, then that's all right.
Yeah, bro.
But really, push it.
Wisdom.
Push it. Wisdom. Yeah. That's how we acquire. That's. I like to think that I'm somewhat wise. And it's because I've lived a life. I live a life every week.
Experience.
Yeah, man.
Experience is key. Because you got to go through the fire to talk about the fire.
100%. 100%.
So you can't be like, you telling me something that you haven't experienced.
Yeah, because ain't nobody want to hear you talk on that, oh, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's like when people come to me and like, oh, push yourself, Z. And I know these followers, and they're not pushing, and it's like, yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks. Yeah, and I'm not saying this with judgment. It's just, it can be, it's almost like I feel like they're condescending to me, It's like, push yourself, Z. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that's all I do every single day.
What do you do? I mean, to them. Because if you're telling me
sometimes I challenge them. Yeah. Every now and again.
Yeah. But that's a good one, man. Wisdom. Because money can buy wisdom. That's the thing, too. Because it takes... You can't go into the bank and pay for it. You can't.
No. It's like resilience.
That you can't pay for that, man.
Yeah. That's why... Because on the first episode, I talked about us coming from the bottom. And that's powerful. And I listened back to that today, and it sounded like I was saying it with judgment, but no. What Manny was just speaking on, like, if you haven't experienced the trials and tribulations of life, and I understand every self-help person out there is trying to reach their own crowd, and I dare say they're speaking to some of their listeners' life experiences. But if you ain't walked through the fire, how can you talk about the fire? As Manny said,
And that's what leadership is about.
100%. And let me tell you right now, you can't be a leader if you're a hypocrite.
Well, you can be a boss, but not a leader.
Yeah, 100%. Look at where we're at, right? Look at the people that get promoted into leadership positions. They're always people that have no clue how to manage people.
Absolutely.
What is one of the core skills?
It is so true.
Oh, my goodness.
People management, poor people management.
Oh, and communication.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
Terrible.
Because that's the key. That's the key to achieving everything that we want in life is communicate. Because
communication.
Yeah.
I think communication should be the number one skill set taught in school.
100%. Absolutely. And then conflict resolution straight after that.
Bro, that is it.
Emotional maturity. Because if we don't start teaching these young fellas now what society expects of them,
it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
By the time you are...
I feel like it's already too late. I feel like shit has to blow up for there to be a reset. And I don't say that in like any nefarious way or anything like that. Like, I think we've already reached the point of where we're blowing up, like where you've got like a male versus female culture war, like, I don't know. Where do we go from here? Money? Where?
I think we need to realize that we're different, but we complement each other. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I
I
mean?
like
Like,
that.
yeah, like sometimes some men want to be women
Yeah.
in a sense, and some women want to be men. So it's happening everywhere today. It's like, but our differences makes us unique. I don't know. That's what I think. Just be you. You don't have to be a woman. You don't have to be a man. Just be who you. Well,
And
you
sometimes that might mean a man sitting more in his feminine energy than he does his masculine energy.
that's fine.
And that's
That's okay.
that's beautiful,
Yeah.
like as long as you're safe and comfortable
Yes.
to be who you are.
No
that's
judgment.
that's what we're talking about right here. Like when we're talking about masculinity and like toxic and passive and like dominant and alphas and all this shit. No, at the end of the day, we're not saying that like men that sit in their feminine energy is a bad thing. But like if it's not done for you, then that's toxic. If for me, like, yeah, okay, the opposite to authentic is toxic, but that's because you're not being you. And I want men to be, I want men to feel safe, eh? Because we all, I don't think that gets said enough. We all crave that safety and security, especially men, especially men. And sorry to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, but ladies, if you want your men to be more vulnerable, don't jump on their backs when they try and do it, And I
Yeah.
say that with love. Like if you genuinely want your man to open up to you, carrying on after he does, it don't help your cause. It never will.
And I have, my opinion on men talking to their women when they're vulnerable. Yeah. I think you should talk to your bros.
Stay connected.
Yeah.
Lean on each other.
Yeah,
Don't be scared to ask for help.
Yeah. Lean on your bros, bro.
That's what that's what we're for.
Lean on your bros. I would rather talk to my bros about something that I trust before I tell my girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he can see it from my perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, like for me it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'll lean on the bros. I usually just lean on myself, eh?
Self-reliance, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm very lucky in regards to like how I process shit. Like I wouldn't say I lean on people. Anyway, not such a bad time to wrap it up.
Yep.
So I always like to give thanks for the big things and the little things. What would you like to give thanks for this week, Manny?
Man, I would like to give thanks to just being healthy, man, mentally and physically.
Yeah,
That's enough.
just being able to wake up in the
morning and
yeah,
and see my loved ones.
Yeah, cool. I'm grateful for my pillow slip and my pillow. That's what I'm grateful for this week. I love you guys.
Yeah.
Nah, I'll keep it real with you. It's been a lovely chat about masculinity. Next episode we'll be chatting about something else, just so we let all that sink into your brains. It was a lot. It's probably a little bit lot fast too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been talking for a bit now.
We've been chatting, man. It's been good.
Let us know how you think we're doing.
Yeah.
I know that we said we'd touch on the feedback that we've been getting. We'll leave that for next episode.
Yeah.
Everybody have a blessed morning.
Be safe.
Afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. Whenever you listen or watch this podcast, we trust that you enjoy. Don't forget to check out my podcast, Hood Philosophy. Fuck, I love you, beautiful peoples, eh?
Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy this one and there'll be more coming, people. Love you. Nothing but love.
Nothing but love. Let's go.
Let's go.